this journal called the Best Self Journal, which is pretty good. Because I like you give me a if you give me a like a blank notebook, I'll do nothing with it. So this one has like things to fill in, like here, what are you grateful for, and what are your it makes you set like goals, like 13-week goals, and you can actually like fill different things in. So it's more structured and it kind of keeps me a little bit more accountable. So I've been doing this and it's good for like goal tracking because you set a 13-week goal and then you have to kind of set smaller goals like weekly and then daily goals to kind of roll back into it. So I've been doing that. I try to do that in the mornings as well, kind of fill it in and plan my day out so I have a little bit more structure. And that helps me stay focused because I could very easily, especially in property management, get distracted by every problem that comes up and then not really make any progress on like the bigger goals. So.
Hey man, so I think I saw your email. Are you part of GoBundance?
Yeah, I'm in GoBundance.
Yeah. So yeah, I think anyway, I don't know that we met. I was in Salt Lake. That's a topic for after this call, but the one sheet and like tracking the yearly stuff has been something I took majorly away from GoBundance, is like actually tracking your goals, actually quarterly review, like that type of stuff. I just never really done. Similar to your journals, like if you actually track what you set out to do, like it's so powerful. So I don't know. I don't know if you found the same thing, but I thought it was incredible to like actually track what you're up to.
Yeah, I think the one sheet is probably one of the greatest things that's ever been given to me. I mean, that thing
Me too.
made me so accountable, and it's not just work and business. Like it's a well-rounded, it's lifestyle goals, health and nutrition, spiritual. Like it forces you to set goals on all these different aspects of your life. It keeps you accountable. And then the journaling goals, the 13 weeks, are all just with the one sheet goals trickling down into my daily life. And since I started doing that and tracking all of this, that's when my business really took off, because it really forces you to focus on what's important. And going back, I don't know if you ever if you do journaling and stuff, when you go back to read like what you were doing before, there's so much power in like seeing where your mind was at and how far you've come since then. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, it's super cool. So like when you describe how difficult your first deal was, I feel like every deal that I've done that was like a little out of my comfort zone, at one point I'm like, man, am I doing the wrong thing? Or like I would just lay awake at night, like a couple days before closing and just be like, am I like stupid? Am I going to like bankrupt my family? Like kind of that thing of like, but then you look back on what you were thinking, and now it's like, wow, I'm so glad I pushed through. And usually it's my wife who's like, yeah, you're on it. Like, it's okay. You've like talked to people and checked it and all that stuff. So that's basically like a limiting belief of my own. But to go back and look at like what I was thinking when I was buying a triplex or whatever, I'm so grateful I was able to do that. And then just like you said, like the growth from that time it's incredible to see, where my mind is now, So yeah, totally agree.
Yeah, also like we make such a big we create so many potential problems that will never materialize, and it's not that hard to manage a triplex, right? Like it's scary if you've never done it, but once you own it, then you really have no choice but to push forward, right? And it's really not that difficult at the end of the day. It's sort of hard to fail. You just rent out the units and you make sure you put good people in them and they're going to pay you rent, and that's it. Right. So, but it's real scary at first because it's a lot of money and we've never done this before. And there's a lot of mindset issues that once you get over that, it's nothing.
Yeah, exactly. No, I couldn't agree more. Like the manufactured worst case scenario, like it's probably good. I mean, it's a good thing to do, is like, okay, what's worst case, right? Like I actually like the game of what's the absolute worst case. Like they take the triplex, so like the bank takes it away from me. It's worst case scenario. I'm like,
hey, you're still alive. You're still,
yeah, I still have my wife, my kids, like everything that I truly cherish could never be taken from me. So like to have that vision, like that view as well, like, you know what? There's not even that scary. Like I wouldn't want to do that. I'm sure I'd be pretty stressed, right? If I couldn't make payments, but worst case scenario is really not that bad either. So it's kind of a fun game to play.